Hi there, it's David Young, the Resourceful Coach, and we're going to do another one of my videos of how to become a single-figure golfer. And we're going to look at some stats today, and we're going to look at one stat that I would say every world number one has achieved, and to be honest, it's probably why they have become the world number one best player. And you could probably say number two and number three are not far behind, but this is what they've done well. So it doesn't matter whether we go back to Nick Faldo, we go back to Tiger. At the moment we've got Scotty Scheffler. These guys all do one thing better, I would say, than anybody else, and it's control their distance. They know how far they're going to hit each club, and they get the distance correct. And I think when I look back to last year, we had the Open Championship, and Scotty Scheffler had a comfortable lead. Even when he got in trouble, he was very clever at making sure his distance control was so good that the worst case scenario, he'd probably have a 15-foot putt. So here's the thing I want you to think about. I see a lot of golfers, we're going to do three different shots here, okay, and really understand the importance of working on this. If you want to be a single-figure golfer, you can't make a lot of errors, and we want to give you lots of birdie opportunities. And if we think about it, when you've hit shots before, use your experience, and you've hit shots on line to the hole, or you've got the correct distance, as a golfer who's already probably shooting low 80s, and I'm trying to get you into the 70s, you can hit the ball decent. And when you've got the ball on the line of the green and you may be to the right side of the hole and you're on the green, you're probably only 15 feet away. But how often do you come up 20, 30, 40 feet short? You look at it in the air and go, oh, what a great shot, and it comes up short. So you will always find the golfer who gets the distance control better, I would say, would be the better player. And then if you get the direction right, wow, all your Christmas has come at once, all of a sudden now you're within a few feet of the hole and you've given yourself a really good birdie opportunity. So really important to understand these ideas of what you're doing and what you're going through when you're developing these skills as you go out onto the golf course. So I think that's really important to understand as you're playing. Now, we're out here. It's sort of coming up to sort of springtime here in the UK, sort of late winter, and the greens are very receptive. So this is a great opportunity to practice this shot. Get the idea of the shot, understand what you're going to do. I'm playing, as I said, 40, 80, 120. Be nice and positive, okay? What I want you to use is a mental skill that I do, and I call it no more shorties. When you play shots into the green, how often do you come up short of the flag? You may be on the green, but how often are you short of the flag? Get the ball to the hole. Okay, I mentioned in a video previously, I think it was how to break 90, that the word approach is a really bad word, because when you approach something, it's like me approaching the camera, you just sort of gradually do it. And it's a little bit how we play golf. We gradually make our way up the hole. Get the ball to the hole. This is what I'm saying. The best players in the world get it there. So you're already a reasonable player, so you know how to hit a golf ball. The importance now is make sure you get that ball to the hole. So what would be 40-yard shot here? What would be a good shot for me playing into that green? I'd look at this, and again, not got a lot of green to work with, okay? But what we're looking at here is a situation where I want to get it to the hole, okay? I can hit a gap wedge, I could hit a lob wedge from here quite easily, but the trouble is I feel a little bit out of control with that. So what I want is a club that will guarantee me the shot, and that's what we're looking for as we're playing this. So I'm going with my gap wedge. I've got my 52 degree. Okay, I'm looking to make sure, and I'll just give you feedback on the shot. Very easy to see it from here, be a little bit trickier when we go back. We're going to do 40, 80, 120. If we've got time, might even go back to 160. Okay, but the goal here, get it to the hole. Get your distances all the way up there. Okay, now, looking at that ball there, again, as I said, with this club, the great thing is, because I know I'm going to get good elevation and I'm going to get good results with it, that ball's going to stop quickly. So I know, for me, my experience of playing the shot, that's a nice sort of 3/4 gap wedge, hardly putting any force into the shot, and that ball's landed pin high and it's ended up probably about 4 feet from the hole. Now here's the fun bit. Do it again. All right, that's the key thing. But pay attention to each shot. Pay attention to 2 or 3 key things. The result, number 1. Number 2, the connection on the ball. Was it a good connection? 3, what did the swing feel like to get that? Now, because I've executed that shot probably as well as I'm going to execute it, I don't want to change a thing. Okay, that's the important thing. I want to get over this and do exactly the same thing again. Now, technically, what am I doing? Again, it's not a full shot, so I go a little bit narrow. I want to feel the shot. I play the ball, always for me, middle of my stance to maybe half a ball width back. Why I do that, let's just turn this way, is because it gives me the feel of getting the ball first. I don't want to hit the ground first. I want to get ball first. That second thing we talked about, contact, really important. Now, here's the key thing. Now, I've got to trust myself and do it again. Now, I must have had an idea what to do to put the first one there. In theory, this should be easy because I've already done it today. So let's see if we can do it again. Same feel. Looks good. Okay, and that ball has probably gone 10 foot past. Okay, direction on both shots are bang on line. But what we can see here is a situation where I've got the distance correct. I'm only probably 2 to 3 feet away. Distance a little bit off. I'm 10 feet away. So that's what I need to improve, is that control of this. I'm not going to be disappointed with either of those shots. Okay, do it again. Let's see what we get as our 4 results, and then we'll move back to 80 yards. But again, get it to the hole. That's dead on line. Have I got the distance? Yep. Okay, so that one's about 3 feet past the hole. Now, you're not going to be that perfect that you control your distance exactly. But you may have a little bit of room for error. You might think, well, if I'm 10 foot past, 10 foot short, that's still okay, for that's my area that I can live with, okay? What we don't want to be is 20, 30, 40, 50 feet or yards, 20, 30, 40 yards short of the target. We want to get that ball up there. I'll be happy with all 3 of those shots. Really, really happy. Let's see if we can do it again. So again, as my confidence grows, I'm feeling the shot. Nicely struck. Again, landed by the hole. That one got a little bit of a firmer bounce, but they'd all be, I would say, within my distance that I'm happy with. We'll take a picture of that, show you the 4 balls, but we're going to move back now to 80 yards. We're going to take that same idea, make sure we get that ball up to the hole. I'm going to go and take a picture of those, repair those pitch marks, and then we'll go back and have a look at that shot. So really happy with those 40-yard shots. Here's our 80-yard shot. We're looking for the same thing. Get the ball to the hole, reach the hole, get your distance correct. We're going to do 4 shots again. I'm not going to go through the ideas. You know what that is from what we've talked about before. Let's play them. And again, the most important thing is make sure you've got enough club to get you there. Again, I see golfers, they're on their limit to play the shot and then they don't get there because back to that second thing, contact, they don't get it right. So what ends up happening is they end up short of the green. I've still got plenty of club. Still got my gap wedge, 80 yards. And I want to reach that hole. I want to make sure that's it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking approach. I'm thinking reach. Reach the hole. Get the distance correct. Again, let's see what we get. And that ball, again, the advantage now of hitting from this distance is probably going to stop quicker because I can generate more club head speed to get the ball to stop. That ball, I would say, again, if I've got my 10-foot zone short and long, I'm inside that area. Really, really happy. Okay. That's what we're working on. Rhythm. My stance has got a little bit wider because it's a bigger shot. But otherwise, everything else stays the same. And that wasn't as nice a contact. So let's see what we get. Because I've got enough club, yeah, I'm still pin high. We'll show you that one in a minute. The second shot, where that's ended up. We'll go up to the green. We'll show you that. What we've got. We'll actually take the camera up there. So because I've got enough club, I'm still inside my zone. So even though it wasn't perfect shot, it's there. But that's my sort of average. That's what I'm looking for. See if we can get another one in that area. That's nice. Whoa, and that's interesting because I felt I hit that well. It's quite a gusty day today, the wind. But that one's only just crept on the front. So that's perfect because that will show you exactly what we're talking about. Get the ball to the hole. That one looked really good. It didn't get there. Might have been the conditions, but I didn't get there. So again, learn from it. Improve it. As I said, we're going to take the camera up to the green, show you those shots, talk you through them. And because of that, I've been a little bit firmer with the last one. Yep, and we're comfortably up onto the green, no problem at all with that last one. But let's go and look at those 4 shots, but especially that third one, which felt good, didn't quite get there. So again, what can sometimes happen is, first shot you see it, you sort of commit to it, and then after that you sort of relax a little bit as I'm practicing it, and you're not committing quite as well. But let's go and look at those 4 balls. So I've deliberately put the camera, so it's looking back from where I played from. I don't even see my golf bag down there. And we're going to look at the 4 different shots. And this was the first shot, and we can see, what are we, 2 paces away from the hole. That's the pitch mark we talked about that I'm repairing. Okay, and I hit that as good as I could hit it. Now, the second shot then was still good. This is this one. And we can see relative to the flag, I'm only probably a putter's length short of it. And that's my last one, which ended up probably 2 putters lengths short. So I'm still in my zone. But here's the important one. Look, that one there. And that would have landed short of the green. Now, it may have been a gust of wind. But as I said, what started to happen was I getting a little bit too comfortable with the shot and I didn't really commit to it. So I'll pace it out. We want to be within 4 paces. I'm going to the front of the green. How short am I? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm nowhere near the line. It would have been 5, 6, at least 7 paces short. So straight away, these ones at my level are guaranteed chances of getting down in 2 from 80 yards. That one now is a little bit of work to get down in 3. So that's the importance. Get that distance control. Look back at Scotty Scheffler's round at the Open, and when he got into trouble, he still found a way to get that ball up to the hole, gave himself a chance, and that's why he was Open champion this year. But let's go and see if we can do it from 120 yards and show you a little trick that I do as the shot gets longer to make sure I reach that hole. So here's our third shot, and it's 120 yards going up into the green, and here's my golden rule. Hit plenty of club, okay? And if you look at my game, what I've learned is that when I'm playing most shots into the green, I'm very rarely doing a full swing. My swing looks around about 3/4, 7/8 length of swing. And that's just due to the fact that I've learned to control the ball that way. I'm never scared to hit more club. 120 yards today into a slight wind, okay? Amazingly, I'm going to hit what feels like an 8-iron. And I'm going to play that stance I played with the 80-yard shot with this club. And I want to make sure, again, it's all about contact. I want to make sure that contact is good. I get the strike and I get the result. So I'm not looking to change the technique. All I've done is change the club. But what's our goal? Get the distance. And I'll be able to see it from here whether I've got the distance onto the green. Right, so I'd say there, learning from the previous set of shots, that ball's got onto the green, but again, probably only around, might have just snuck into my 10-foot zone. But I'm quite happy with that. I'm 120 yards away now, so it's a situation where I learn from that. And it's actually quite good because I'm a little bit left of the hole, so you'll see, actually I don't think that's far off being pin high. So plenty of club, get it there. Now, so we can get the direction right, and the distance. Well, that's definitely the direction right. Felt the same power. Yeah, we're good. We're inside our zone. So you can see how simple I'm keeping it. I see people now will pull out a wedge or a gap and try and thrash the ball. I don't. And I think that's why as I'm getting older, I'm finding I can still score well because I'm making so few errors when I play. All right, that's lovely. That should be hopefully a little bit past the flag. Yeah, that's, I actually dug in so quickly, I think that's pin high. Okay, we've got one more and then we'll go up and look at the results and see what we got. Again, you can see I'm just keeping the swing simple. And that's 4 balls I'm going to be very happy with as results as I'm playing. Okay, but let's go and have a look at those shots, see what we've got. Oh, I'm running there to turn the camera off, but go and have a look. I've just got a 4 ball come up behind me, so that's why I'm in a little bit of a hurry. But I want to go and show you those results and how well we've done today. So let's look at our 4 results, and it's pretty much perfect what I want the video to explain. I've hit 4 really good shots. I would never be disappointed with any of these shots, but let's look at the 2 that have ended up pin high. So first shot is interesting. When I hit it, go a little bit left of the hole, and we are roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paces away. So we're sitting around about that sort of 12, 15 feet. Perfect. This one, only just over a couple of paces away. We're talking 6, 7 feet from the hole. Now, the 2 shots that looked amazing through the air, which were online, have both only just crept onto the green. Okay, thought they were better than that. Maybe they got a bit of backspin. Let's pace them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to that one, 7 to that one. So it shows the importance of if you get the distance correct. On this occasion with these shots, I've definitely ended up a lot closer to the hole. So that's the thing to go and work on. If you're already shooting, as I said, low 80s, you can hit a golf ball. and your general direction isn't too bad. But start to get the distance control. That's your priority. That's where, as I said, when you look at these players, you look at Scotty Scheffler at the moment, he is the best player in the world because he controls his distance better than anybody else. Okay, that's the thing to look at. And as I said, before that you had Tiger, before that you had the likes of Faldo, Greg Norman. They would have, at that point when they were world number one, they would control their distance far better than anybody else. You can learn from that. You can take it to the golf course, go to the practice ground, work on these ideas. Start to get that consistency into your game. All right. As I did this, I mentioned earlier, I had to let a 4-ball go through. Interesting to watch. And they were much higher handicap golf. I think one's off about 14. The rest were 20 plus. But the guys off 20 plus played 2 good shots up this par 4. They're only about 40 yards short of the green. Didn't even make the green. Now, he did chip the next one to a foot and he still got his 5. But he put pressure on himself that he didn't need to do. That's really important to understand. Okay, and I think the other 20 handicap player, again, similar thing, didn't make the green and he didn't get up and down. So he turned what should have been a comfortable 5 into a 6. So what I want you to go and practice, get your distance control better and you will start breaking 80, no problem at all. You will become a single figure golfer. That's what they do so well. That's why the guys on TV are earning the big money. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's all about getting you to single figure golf. If you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. I run a membership as well. If you do enjoy the videos and you want to support the videos so we can do more and more of them, it's approximately £2.99 a month. You get more videos from that and you get videos 3 or 4 days earlier so you can get to see them a little bit before everybody else. I hope forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.